Welcome, everyone, and what a game we have for you tonight as we get set to bring you NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, David Aldridge is joining us tonight from the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, the NBA changed the lottery odds in 2019 to encourage competition among its conference's least successful teams. But some want even more to be done. They call for eliminating the draft altogether. Another potential solution? A play-in tournament for teams 7 through 10 in each conference, which would eliminate the need for trying not to win as much as possible during the regular season. However it's done, the league has stated its desire for parity. Kevin?
Great, D.A., thanks. And look now at a few years' worth of data. Some of the assist numbers under the microscope for Harden.
And the trend that he's going through with his assist numbers dropping over the past few years isn't a good one. I don't want to say he's become a more selfish player because that's too harsh, but he's become a little too concerned about finding his own shot rather than creating for his teammates. He may want to rethink that.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Wood out there with Kennard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Galloway in at the two-guard spot. And for Houston, Tucker and Capella are up front. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. And it's Cephalosha in at the small forward. Right around the halfway mark, and some players starting to feel a little bit beat up, taking those bumps and bruises. Is it hard to decide which injuries to play through versus the ones that make you sit and miss a game?
You know, I don't think so. If you're a younger player, it may be a little more difficult, but as you've spent time in the league, you know your body. You understand what's an ache and a pain and something you can play with, or an injury that really hampers you. So I think as you mature in the league, it becomes much easier to know what's an injury and what's something that you can work through.
That word tolerance becomes pretty important, doesn't it?
Yeah, and everybody's a little different in that regard, Kevin. Some guys have a high tolerance, others have a low or moderate. But again, it's about knowing your body.
No coverage that time.
Yeah, the range of Harden deserves a lot of respect because his form is really almost perfect. He's never off balance when he shoots the three-point shot. He's always got his legs under it.
Here's Jackson. Softly drops in the floater.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Outside Westbrook. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. And the pass to Harden. Capella trying to free himself up. That's a miss. He's made one and missed one. Here's Galloway. It's rebounded by Houston. It's Harden with the... Oh!
My goodness. And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
The Pistons have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Pass to Wood. It's Jackson atop the key. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
First free throw is good. And for the last half decade, Reggie Jackson has been good for about 15 points a game.
And that is about the consistency you can expect from Jackson. He's always been a talent. The key for him is just staying on the floor.
And so Jackson nails both of them.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe, he's going to cash in more than not.
Harden outside. Deflects the pass. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And, you know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
Now, here is Harden. 26 points for him last game against the Magic in Orlando. Here's Galloway. Outside Jackson. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Sweet little floater. Jackson's got 6 points.
And the offense, I mean, 3 of 4, a solid start for this game.
Westbrook feeling it out a bit. Pass to Tucker. Kicks it to Harden. Clock at 6. Houston needs to get a shot off. And here's Westbrook from the arc. He doesn't hit that one. Now the Pistons take it the other way. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
I tell you, they were drawing a lot of iron from the perimeter. Couldn't get the threes to go down, and really the story of the game.
And, you know, that's a big part of how they attack and win, getting it going from the three-point line. But at the end of the day, it didn't happen.
And the Rockets with possession here after the basket by Detroit. Capella inside, defended by Drummond. And it's Capella missing. Pistons leading by 3. Here's Kennard. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Kennard came into the league viewed mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders and step back to open up the shot is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops.
And, you know, guys, you look at the Rockets, they've been in the midst of a great championship window. A lot of teams have been trying to avoid going for titles against the Warriors. The Rockets have been in win-now mode, very aggressive in trying to get to the top.
And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. So it's Detroit now. The Pistons leading. And Clark, you have to admire the Rockets for not shying away from the challenge of keeping up with a great team like Golden State.
Yeah, I have great respect for the Rockets, guys, because they've come as close as any team in the West to knocking off the Warriors. You know, they took them to a Game 7 and also had a chance in last season's playoffs when KD was injured. I think you've got to admire their competitive spirit and not backing down.
Right. You're right, Clark. Now here's Westbrook. In the game against Orlando, very impressive. Harden outside. Back to Westbrook. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And Russell Westbrook is as explosive a guard as we've seen in the history of the game. An incredibly gifted scorer who can also punch it on you.
Well, you knew after the Paul George trade that the Thunder would look to sell on Westbrook as well. Just part of the rebuild at this point. His agent did well to get him to a team looking to compete. A great fit for a player in this stage of Russ's career.
2 shots.
And he makes the first. And so Westbrook makes them both. Pistons leading by 3. Here's Galloway. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And now it's Westbrook running. He can go all the way.
Really good to see Harden get nasty on defense. He's got quick instincts and quick hands. And I like how he pilfers it on occasion.
Pistons have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Outside Jackson. Pass to Galloway. 6 to shoot. Stolen by Harden. And they're pushing it up. Lays it up off the glass. Harden's got 9.
Boy, he's just zoned in. I mean, in most cases, taking quality shots very much within the flow of the offense.
There's Galloway. His last outing, he had 8 points. There's the pass to Wood. Pass to Kennard. Over Cephalosha. Kennard's shot is off. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And Westbrook, here we go, comes up empty down low.
Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
Houston in the lead, and here comes Harden, leading the fast break. It's tipped, stolen by Jackson. Over to the wing, unloads. Rebounded by Tucker.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Cephalosha. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the open man and getting some easy baskets.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
Mark, I have sat next to you doing these games for years. What's prevented you from taking a coaching position at some level? Because I hear you talk, I'm thinking you'd be a perfect coach.
Well, a couple of things. One, coaching never lets up. It's always on you, and I've come to enjoy the fact that I can be fully immersed as a broadcaster and work with great guys like you and others, and then have a period of time where I don't have to be immersed in basketball, and I've enjoyed that. And I also haven't trained or prepared to be a coach because it is demanding in terms of the hours that you have to put in. And I've got a little more job security, I think, in the role that I serve as an analyst as opposed to what might happen if I did try to be a coach.
You've got all the security in the world, believe me. Rose against Harden. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And I like the timing, Kevin, that Drummond has on these alley-oops. That's not as easy as he makes it look. He knows precisely when to leave the ground to receive the pass and finish it off.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot.
He gets it in there. Jackson's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That's his first foul. A different look here for Detroit. Markieff Morris is checked in for Drummond. Doumbouya comes in for Christian Wood. And Tony Snell subbed in for Luke Kennard. Here's Harden, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Inside, and foul call. Looks like they had a clear path to the basket. He'll be shooting 2 free throws, and they'll retain possession.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the strike.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
And Detroit again with the bucket.
Strong start here early. 4 of his first 5 made.
And here's Westbrook. He seems to always be finding ways to score, averaging around 23.5 points a game. Pass to Harden for 3. The offensive rebound. Here's Capella. Makes it off the glass. Capella's got it all tied up now for the Rockets.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Now here's Rose. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and they may want to sit him for a while to avoid number 3.
The NBA does have a Most Improved Player of the Year award. They don't have a Comeback Player of the Year award. But, Clark, if they did, it would most certainly have gone to Derrick Rose last season.
Could not agree with you more. I thought he had a tremendous season, really burst back in a big way, was a huge factor. Tremendous production once again from him, and you just hope that he can stay healthy and the injuries are completely behind him for the rest of his career.
And boy, what a year it was for Derrick Rose, and the sea of fans hoping that he would get back to what he once was, as he was electric.
And for Rose, so many had written him off, but he was a huge factor for the Timberwolves.
Rose still has a tremendous passion for the game, and it really shows on the court. His renaissance last season was one of the better stories in our league.
Tucker, the pass to Westbrook. A three-pointer off the mark.
Boy, just not scoring with the efficiency he'd like to. Tough quarter for him.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Pistons.
A lot of time they've been spending at the foul line so far, guys. They'll take those points all game long if they can get them.
And also, how about the willingness to attack the basket and challenge the defense here tonight?
That one is off.
You just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
You know, it's one of the things coaches like least is giving away points. I mean, they've been a step late. They've been caught reaching. They've got to tighten things up at the defensive end.
And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. Mark, you were so good at such an early age in your basketball career. At what point did you personally realize just how far the game could take you?
You know, it really resonated with me, Kevin, I think at a summer basketball camp at Miami of Ohio, when some of the better campers, high school campers, were asked to play with the college guys at night. And then during pickup games in my hometown of Cleveland with some of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Jim Jones and the late Terry Furlow and Mike Mitchell, and being able to compete somewhat with those guys at 15 and 16 years of age, and having them encourage me to keep going and that I'd have a chance to do what they were doing at the time, which was play pro ball. And, you know, you look at the way Clint Capella's offensive role has expanded the last few years. He's great in the pick and roll as an option at the top of the key, and he's actually seeing more and more touches as a finisher at the rim. The next step in his development being a back-to-the-basket scorer.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. Green comes in for James Harden. And it's Austin Rivers in for Russell Westbrook. That's good from Capella. And with Capella, Clark, the numbers don't lie. He is a big factor on offense now.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I mean, his hands have gotten better. That's not something you can always see in a big guy, is improvement in his hands, but he's gotten better in catching and finishing. I love the way he moves and is always ready for the pass. He catches some tough stuff in traffic, and he gives you all of this at the offensive end with high-level defense, too. Well, you know, for so long, Mike D'Antoni has been a vanguard on NBA offense. His teams have always played great offense, moving, spacing, dynamic players. Defense has not been at the level of offense, but I think he's actually improved as a coach in that area as well.
Here's Chandler. Capella trying to free himself up. Chandler, no good.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
Chandler with the block.
And how about the basketball IQ of Chandler? Just knows exactly when to sky and commit to blocking shots.
And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Harden.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know
He hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Free throw drops for Green. And Clark, part of it for D'Antoni is that he is delegating defensive duties.
Yeah, and I like that, Kevin. He's made sure to have a defensive coordinator on his staff, delegating that role and responsibility. He thinks and knows that his team is better off that way.
Both free throws good from Green.
And, you know, Green is known for his instant offense, no doubt about that. He's a guy that knows the coach is counting on him to let it fly and let it fly often.
Jackson misses.
You know, I think the effort on defense there has everything to do with why he missed that shot. Well done.
Green passes to Capella. Bobbed up there for Green. Chandler, no good. And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Detroit Pistons. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston this season.
And with this matchup being an East versus West affair, it'll be the first of only 2 meetings between the teams.
And, you know, there's always a bit of a filling out process in that first game between opponents. A lot different than when you've played a team you're familiar with.
Here's Green, following the score by Derrick Rose. Passes it to Chandler. Morris against Capella. 5 on the clock. Over Morris. Drilled from 11 feet out. And that's now 9 points for Clint Capella.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Here's Rose. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Capella's got his 4th rebound in this one. And it's Gordon penetrating. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Reggie Jackson.
When you're guarding Gordon, you've got to be careful. He excels at drawing fouls and playing through contact.
Well, Eric Gordon is the kind of player that you absolutely do not go under on a screen. He'll pull up from deep.
Yeah, he's got great range, and you watch the former Hoosier shoot, and you see how much he uses his legs. Gordon's liable to take a shot from any distance in the gym. I mean, he's got that kind of range, and his form is very efficient, and his confidence is sky high.
Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. Well, when he came into the league, Eric Gordon was tagged as a shooter. Now he's been shooting more than ever.
And Gordon the last few seasons has been shooting, how about this, over 8 threes a game. His success rate with them has gone up and down over the years, but one thing is for sure, he always has the green light.
And the Pistons making a change here. Makers checked in.
And Gordon just continues to prove why he's so valuable. I mean, he knows he's out there to shoot the ball, and he does it very well.
Now here's Rose. He's coming off a 13-point game against Dallas. The pass to Snell. Morris outside. Shoots the 3. But they recover it. Rockets with the rebound. Gordon inside. Working on Rose. Rose with the block. Fast break Detroit. Here's Snell. And laid in to finish the break. And the Pistons lead by 2.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And it's Rose missing. Rivers scanning the floor. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. To the wing right side. Here's Doumbouya. Chandler with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Chandler. From deep, Rose, and no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. Clint Capella has been leading the charge for Houston. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Russell Westbrook is surly disposition on the court, but he talks about the power of positivity with his teammates.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to find ways to be a better leader. Leadership was a huge thing, and I felt the way I reacted to certain plays and my facial expressions and my demeanor can change a lot for a teammate.
Well, you can't win it alone.
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around them.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And guys, for the Rockets, what jumps out to you from a numbers standpoint?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at the Rockets, they've got Clint Capella, Rivers out there with McLemore. And it's Green, and it's Chandler in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Well, as you're watching a game unfold, what characteristics do you look for in a great closer?
Obviously confidence, a real eagerness to make difference-making plays late, and somebody who can create his own shot if a play breaks down. I mean, that's essential.
Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Clint Capella. Rivers, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And what a journey it's been for Austin Rivers since being drafted 10th overall back in 2012. Looked like he might not have what it takes to be an NBA player early, but he persevered and is now an integral part of this group.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. And with Rivers, he's never given up on himself and continued to add to his game. Even, Greg, as he's gone from team to team.
You know, he's shown that he can function as either the point or off guard and still give great production from either spot. And as he grows older, you could see him being a top-level 6th man for the rest of his career.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. You know, at this point in his career, Austin Rivers has proven how deadly he can be as a weapon, Clark, off the bench.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, I like the energy that Rivers comes in with. I mean, he pushes the tempo and looks for a shot as well. And I think he can play either guard spot effectively.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Casey's found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." And that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. For Detroit, they have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12. Free throw good from Morris. And I just love the skill set that Markieff Morris has, Greg, at that forward position.
He really is a do-it-all type of forward for this team. Can step outside and shoot, but has no problem guarding anyone on the front line of the opposition.
And here's Green outside. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
You know, guys, it's really a staple of Green's game. He's a catch-and-shoot player who does a nice job with shot preparation, so he's ready to fire when he catches.
And it's Rose missing.
Yeah, that was $1 million crossover to free him up, but that finish, I'd give him 50 cents.
And McLemore kicks to Chandler. He dishes it to Green. Tries again, and it's sent back by Morris. Rose passes to Galloway, right wing. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And with a quick break on the court, we've got some time to show you the list of the top rookie shot blockers over the course of the last month. 4th, Sekou Doumbouya.
He's been a factor on the inside. An impressive stretch for him defensively.
Well, he's been slapping shots out of there all last month. I mean, he's building a reputation as a guy you don't want to challenge inside. His arrow is definitely pointing north.
And the first one at the line is good.
The skill set package that Maker has is intriguing. A long, lanky, big guy who can shoot it and rebound. I think he just needs to focus on being more consistent.
Drummond's checked in for Detroit. Luke Kennard comes in for Doumbouya. He hits both from the stripe.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
Now here's Rivers. He gives a bit of a scoring lift to the team, averaging 8 points a game.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Drummond. He's around 14 points per game, 18 rebounds, then just over 2 blocks. And the intimidation factor that he possesses with his shot blocking and rim presence, really the backbone of their defense.
Yeah, you know, he's protecting the rim like it's his family. I mean, don't even think about going in there.
That free throw good for McLemore. He doesn't get the second one. The Pistons have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Rose scanning the floor. Good for another basket for him. Number 4 today. He's 4 of 8.
Well, you know, if you're the defense, that's all you can do. Rose is just a force on the offensive end.
Outside, Green. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Rivers missed inside.
Boy, he has to put that one away. A solid opportunity gone awry.
No good from outside. Rockets trail by 4. Here's McLemore, and it's sent back by Drummond.
A high motor keeps Drummond engaged defensively. He doesn't want to let any shots go in. The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Hey, guys standing around spectating, I mean, you got to get in there and get tough.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Chandler. James Harden comes in for Green, and Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Austin Rivers. And a switcher also for Detroit. Woods checked in. Now here's Westbrook. Shot to stop the run. Oh, that's blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. A chance now to check out how the All-Star voting is shaping up.
And I tell you, the excitement's starting to ratchet up a little bit as the tallies start coming in.
Well, you look at Jackson. With the voting as it is now, it looks like he'll miss out on a spot in the starting lineup for the East.
Yeah, not even in the top 10, but it shouldn't take away from what he's done this year. It's been a very good season for him.
And we'll keep you posted as the voting continues. Now McLemore, after Westbrook's missed 3. Another miss by Houston.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used his contribution.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Rockets trail by 11. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Harden. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 5th assist in this one. For Detroit, they've gone 6 of 11 from the floor. Over 50% shooting here in the second quarter. Rose kicks to Kennard. Pass to Galloway. Latrey. The shot, no good. So Houston will take it the other way. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
Yeah, in that one, they just locked it down defensively. Challenged shots and really protected the rim.
Boy, I tell you what, I think you got to really appreciate the grit. Getting dirty, staying engaged. That's really what defense is all about.
Here's Rose. The Rockets making the shot. Pass to Wood. Here's Kennard. There's the feed to Drummond. Outside Rose. 4 on the shot clock. 3-pointer. Westbrook pulls it in. Rockets trail by 7. Cephalosha passes to Tucker. And there's the block. Just stops it cold and takes possession. Here's Rose. Here's Wood. Rockets with the rebound. They host the Spurs after this one. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home.
Ferociousness from Harden, looking like he wants to tear the rim off.
Pistons leading by 5. Rose passes to Drummond. No good. Shot missing. And here's Cephalosha. He brings it up for the Houston Rockets. And that one's good. Westbrook. Westbrook's got 8 points.
And it's the fearlessness of Westbrook. It's really refreshing to watch. When he's deep inside, he just goes right at you.
Detroit's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Here's Rose. And just miss after miss right now.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Now here's Westbrook following the miss by Derrick Rose. From deep, Harden. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got his 6th assist on the night.
Boy, I tell you what, when Harden decides to turn it up, then you're turned out. It is a sight to see, folks. I mean, relentless, instinctive, tremendous night so far for him.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. You gotta like what Harden has done in this game so far.
You know, that defense is helpless right now. I mean, he's got their number, and he knows it.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for the Rockets. Gordon comes in for Ben McLemore. And Detroit with a change here, too. Jackson's checked in. Dishes it to Galloway. There's the 3. That shot, no good. So Houston will take it the other way.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. Tony Snell's checked in for Langston Galloway. And that drops, so they now lead by 1. The Pistons shooting 33% in the second quarter. The offense has looked crossed up and confused at times. Outside Jackson. Trying to get something going. Rebounded by Tucker. Tucker's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And if there was ever a definition of a glue guy, Greg, it would be P.J. Tucker. He's so valuable to his team.
You know, PJ gives you production in every way, and his impact really goes beyond the stats. All the little things that coaches want their players to do, that's really the motto of Tucker's game.
And the Pistons with possession here. After Clint Capella's miss. Passes it to Jackson. Just 5 to shoot. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Not going to go that time.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And, you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Westbrook. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Well, you look at the former All-Star Andre Drummond and the way he rebounds, Greg. He might be the best in the league in that department.
I mean, few players in the history of the league can go off for 20-plus rebounds on any given night. Drummond's one of them. Attacks the glass on the offensive end so well. His offensive rebounding, for me, sets him apart.
And it's Capella missing.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And, you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Now here's Harden after the miss from Reggie Jackson. And the dunk by Capella.
The 6'10" Capella showing you some bounce on that alley-oop.
Now Jackson. 23 points for him the last game against Dallas.
And he was also a terrific creator in that game as well. His assist totals show you what a fantastic all-around effort it was.
And here are the Rockets. Outpacing them right now in a 15-2 run. Westbrook kicks to Harden. Capella trying to free himself up. Harden, no good. The Pistons trail it. Snell from outside. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Westbrook's got 4 rebounds in this game. He feeds it to Gordon. Rebound by the Pistons. Woods got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Snell. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Gordon with it. His last outing, he had 8 points. And there's the pass to Tucker. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for Detroit. On Monday, they'll go up against Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards. Then on Wednesday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors.
And for their matchup with the Celtics, it's going to be a battle for this group. You get the feeling they'll need to be at their sharpest if they want to come away with a victory.
And the jam by Harden.
Tremendous speed on the drive. Harden is consistent in attacking the basket.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Pistons. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. And Greg, when you're discussing and comparing James Harden and what he's done these last few years, you have to do it on a very historic level.
He's going to go down as one of the best to ever play the game. His production is incredible, and the skill level really is groundbreaking. Easily the best off guard in the league.
Houston making some changes. Tyson Chandler is checked in for P.J. Tucker, and it's Austin Rivers in for James Harden. Then for the Pistons, Akers checked in for Drummond. Markieff Morris comes in for Christian Wood, and Doumbouya subbed in for Luke Kennard. And here's Westbrook. After Reggie Jackson was able to get the triple, Westbrook kicks to Gordon. Back to Westbrook. Some solid defense there from Jackson. The Pistons leading. There's 48 seconds left in the first half of the game.
And, you know, the defense to me looked like they were okay to let him prove he could make that shot.
Rivers, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. We've seen him miss a couple from the line so far, going 2 for 4.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. No good on the second free throw.
Listen, there's no doubt he feels like they should have the lead, but that miss will keep it all tied up.
Dumboya passes to Snell at the top of the key maker. Here's Jackson, and Capella sends it back.
Boy, the timing Capella has on the defensive end. Outstanding. Terrific at knowing exactly when to go up for those blocks.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. From deep three-point range, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. James Harden getting it done for Houston. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with them. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, you guys have gotten defense into offense. How do you keep that going?
Push the ball. We always want to push the ball after stop. But again, we got to make good decisions. We don't want to come down and give it right back to them and let them run it down our throats the other end. Run the ball, wings get out and run, pass it ahead, but then make good decisions and attack the basket.
Dwayne, good luck the rest of the way. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. James Harden led the way in the first half. He had 18 points, 4 steals, and 1 rebound. First 2 quarters from him were fun to watch. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
I love the motion on offense. Guys are moving, the ball is moving. It's a very nice approach to the game, and one the defense absolutely could not keep up with.
Shaq, what'd you think about the Pistons?
Ernie, they're taking way too many threes. The offense has no rhythm. They need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe try to get a little bit more transition, more off the pick and roll. Anything other than shooting that three. It's not going.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And Detroit looking at who they've got. Wood out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Kennard in at the 3 spot. Here's Kennard. Here's Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
thrown down with force. Drummond with great feel around the rim. Now, usually he's one of the leading dunkers in the NBA because he doesn't waste any time or motion in there.
Now here's Westbrook. At the elbow, Harden. Rebound, Andre Drummond. Drummond's got 8 rebounds in this game. Lets it fly from 18. And Westbrook pulls it down.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down. That was some slick passing from Harden on that one.
About 1 minute played here in the second half. Here's Galloway, guarded by Harden. Wood kicks to Galloway. Back to Wood. Pass to Galloway. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Jackson misses.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
And Westbrook throws it down.
Hey, we know Harden can score it, but he also has great vision.
And so Galloway with it. He'll bring it up for Detroit. Got a piece of it. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Taking high percentage shots has been this group's specialty. On your screen now are this month's field goal percentage leaders. 5th best, Clint Capella.
It would be hard to imagine him shooting the ball much better than he has. He has been on fire.
Just over 1.5 minutes played here in the third. Outside Westbrook. Now, here is Harden. Good D by Drummond. Now, let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. Taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David. Thank you. So it's the Pistons now, following the score by Houston. Galloway, no good. For Houston, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Westbrook passes to Tucker. Here is Harden. Rebound by the Pistons. Wood's got 6 rebounds here tonight. There's Galloway. He kicks to Jackson. The 10-footer. They get it back. And that one's good. Drummond. Drummond's got the game tied up here for the Pistons.
This is what Drummond is known for, fellas. I mean, assertive, aggressive, relentless, hard-working. He's just a dogged offensive rebound.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 18. Back to Westbrook. Over Jackson. Tips it. Rebound, Andre Drummond. The Pistons shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. Kennard, the pass to Galloway. Outside for Jackson. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. And that's 20 points for Reggie Jackson.
And Jackson has become a reliable three-point shooter. That's a shot you got to respect.
And here's Westbrook. He's got 13. Pass to Capella. 5 to shoot. In the corner, Harden. Another miss by Houston.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
Galloway with the bucket.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
How about the force from Clint Capella? When he's got good position inside, he's throwing it down.
Pistons leading by 3. Jackson passes to Drummond. Here's Galloway. Misses the three.
You know, guys, you can tell he wants to contribute more, but his teammates have picked up the slack for him. That's what being on a team is all about.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
For Detroit, they've gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Jackson dishes to Galloway. Back to Jackson. Fires the three. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Jackson. He's right around 17 points tonight, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
Harden right side. Over Drummond, and Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Westbrook. Harden's got 22.
You know, sometimes you're risking the blow-by or the drive-by if you play tight on Harden. Or like here, maybe he'll knock down the jumper right in your face. He's just got so many ways to hurt you. It's hard to guard him.
A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Now Westbrook. He's got 13. Passes to Tucker. Beyond the arc. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Tell you what, for a guy who's inconsistent from three, Tucker's showing you he can be scary out there at times for a defense. Well, you know, how can you not get excited about the way P.J. Tucker plays defense? Takes on all comers. Great intensity. He really is the leader of his team defensively.
Now here's Drummond. Wood. Drummond trying to get himself free. Wood with the bucket.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
And with Tucker Clark in his defense, he'll pump his team up with his play.
You know, that's a big reason, guys, why he sees so many minutes every game. I mean, his rotations are on time. He's got excellent hands, which allow him to force turnovers, but I think it's his intensity that sets him apart.
Well, a lot of players can get hot, but nobody can match Harden when he gets locked in. The way he can create space and drill shots from deep, really impossible to guard.
And with Harden, he not only gets hot for a game, but stays hot, Greg, for longer periods of time.
And you saw that last year with a streak of 30 and 40-point games. For weeks, he can dominate and really frustrate defenses, and there isn't anything you can do about it.
And the first one drops.
And, you know, after being a sixth man during the beginning of his career, Harden has blossomed into a big-time star. He's a top-tier combo guard in this league now.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. Gordon comes in for Cephalosha. And it's Rivers in for Russell Westbrook. Both good from the line that time. And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Detroit Pistons. The dish now to Doumbouya. Bounce pass from Morris. Here's Drummond. Hits the jump hook. Drummond's got it all tied up now for Detroit.
And since halftime, he has been a different player.
It's Rivers on the wing. He's covered by Rose. Now the pass to Morris. Here's the floater. Good work defensively by Capella. Rockets have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far, just above 50%. Chandler's shot, good.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Here's Rose after the made shot from Tyson Chandler. Pass to Doumbouya. Back to Rose. Shot clock at 5. Feeds to Drummond. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Drummond's got 8 here in the quarter.
You know, this has been a totally different half for him. He definitely looks more comfortable now, guys.
And there's Chandler. That's good on the assist by Harden. Harden's got his 6th assist on the night. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Tyson Chandler. And a switcher also for Detroit. Maker's checked in for Andre Drummond. Detroit's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Outside Rose. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. From deep, Harden. That one doesn't go. And the Pistons now going the other way.
Defense better watch out. They better be alert because this guy can make threes, as we saw in the first half.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Rockets.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Now, here's Doumbouya. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Morris. Now let's bring up the 2K leaderboard. Here are the top rebounders over the last month. Second is Clint Capella. Third is Andre Drummond.
What a rebounding show these two have put on. That's exactly the kind of effort you like to see from your bigs.
First free throw is good. Good on both. Here is Harden. He's got 24. It's Rivers on the wing. Launches it. Detroit with the rebound. And there's the call on Austin Rivers. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game.
And he has to take that long, slow walk back to the bench here. He'll watch the rest of this one from the sideline.
And McLemore, he's checked in for the Rockets. Here's Snell. He averages about 5 points a game. Here's Maker. It's good from long range. Maker's got 7 points.
You know, in today's game, big men like Maker have to be able to shoot it a bit. Encouraging to see him knock it down.
McLemore, the pass to Gordon. Now, here is Harden. Here's Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Well, Capella's tenacity is so impressive. I mean, he's got an unlimited abundance of energy when it comes to offensive rebound.
Detroit's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Rose dishes to Morris. Here's Doumbouya. That 3 off the mark. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. It's a 1-point game. And Harden with the stuff.
And I think one of the things understated about Harden, he's a great athlete. I mean, he can rise and bounce. He's strong. He's quick. He can easily punch it on you when he gets to the rim.
Outside Rose. There's 1:17 left to play in the third. Here's Maker, and the dunk by Maker.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
And thinking back to when Gerald Green first came into the league, oozing with athleticism, but really not much else. Now he's a completely different and better player than when he first arrived.
The first one falls. And as amazing as Green was in his dunking as a younger player, he needed to grow as a player.
And the time he spent overseas, I think, really helped with his development and confidence. Came back to the NBA, and really since his return has been a great weapon off the bench for whichever team he's suited up for.
And both free throws good for Green.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
Morris, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. Three trips to the line so far for him in this one.
Yeah, it's good to see him with his free throw percentage up over 80.
You know, he's been one of those players they've wanted on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys.
Shooting two.
And he makes the first. Detroit making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. And Morris drops them both. 51 seconds left in the third quarter. Harden kicks to McLemore. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got his 7th assist here tonight.
And the execution has just been off defensively here in the second. Play after play, it's almost as if they're a step slow.
2 for 1, probably the way to go.
You can't just heave it, though. I mean, it's got to be a quality shot.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Rockets leading by 3. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Lets it go from 11. Rebound by the Pistons. Morris has got 4 rebounds in this game. Detroit's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Jackson against Harden. Shot clock at 6. And it's Doumbouya in the corner. Again, the miss by the Pistons. James Harden getting it done for Houston. He's up to 26 points in the game now. Just keeps pouring in the buckets. We've got more in store for you right after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Rockets leading by 3. Harden and Gordon, the guard tandem. Clint Capella is out there with Gerald Green, and it's McLemore at the small forward position. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
It seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
Hey, I don't know if it was changing baskets or what, guys, but they clearly look a lot better offensively.
And here's Rose after Eric Gordon hit the 3. And Detroit with another turnover here. Houston making a switch here. Westbrook's checked in. They kick it out to Green. Releases. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Green's got the lead up to 8 now for the Rockets.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Now, here's Doumbouya. Jackson. Morris trying to free himself up. Jackson misses.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Double team on Westbrook. On the wing, Gordon. Launches a three. Offensive rebound. Capella, the pass to Green. Outside Jackson. Nailed from three-point land. Jackson's got 25 points in the game.
And he's finally getting the feel from beyond. His second three of the half right there.
Outside Green. Out to the right wing. McLemore with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. They get it again. Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
Boy, Capella's so special. Great strength, good focus, especially when he's being defended like that. That's good work there.
Pistons trail by 7. Right side Rose. Pass to Morris. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Clock at 6. Jackson down low. He's covered by Westbrook. Jackson misses. Houston leading by 7. Outside Westbrook. Jacks up a three. It's good from Gordon on the assist by Westbrook. Westbrook's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. Gordon against Rose. Here's Morris, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
And they've shown a little extra hustle on the offensive glass here in the second half. Second chance points are starting to add up for them, and they can use every one of them.
Stolen by Doumbouya. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
Capella dishes to McLemore. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Doumbouya. McLemore, no good.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Doumbouya passes to Morris. And Rose, wide open. He shoots. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Now here's McLemore. He's covered closely. Pistons trail by 6. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by.
One made three formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Here's Gordon. It's stolen by Morris. Jackson with it. Westbrook picks him up. Jackson drives in. Here's Morris. Doumbouya with it. Back to Morris. Over in the corner, Rose. 4 on the clock. Over Gordon. That misses off the backboard.
You know, he's been off tonight, off his game. At this point, he might want to focus on creating for others.
Green kicks to Westbrook. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. 16 points for Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Passes it to Morris. To the inside. It's good, and the Rocket lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Derrick Rose.
With his bounce and body control, easy to see why Rose is aggressive there.
Timeout called, the Rockets. For the Rockets, P.J. Tucker comes in for Gerald Green. And Thabo Sefolosha subbed in for McLemore. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Drummond's checked in for Thon Maker. Christian Wood comes in for Markieff Morris. Kennard, he's checked in for Doumbouya. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Rose. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over that last break, I listened to Mike D'Antoni talk to his team. His key message was, don't get comfortable. Those guys are going to come at us with everything they've got. Let's bring the intensity and stay focused on every possession. Kevin, back to you.
There wasn't much defensive resistance there, guys, but somehow he blew it anyway. Missed opportunity.
Here's Westbrook. Oh, and the jam by Westbrook.
Man, I tell you what, one of the things I love about Westbrook is the ferocity with which he attacks the rack. When he's driving inside, he's trying to punish the defender and the basket.
Here's Jackson, following the score by Houston. Knocked loose. Galloway dishes to Jackson. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Here's Drummond, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Selected 9th overall in the 2012 draft, Drummond's carved out a nice NBA career for himself.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. And so Westbrook will bring it up for Houston. The pass to Cephalosha. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 15 rebounds here tonight. One-on-one here. Here's Kennard off on the layup.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Pistons trail by 10. Outside Jackson. Wood kicks to Kennard. Pass to Drummond. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on Clint Capella.
Well, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. He hits the second from the line.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Now here's Westbrook. Pass to Capella. Houston moving it around. Now here's Tucker. Defense right on him for 3. Gordon. It's hauled in by Wood. Wood's got 8 rebounds in this game. The feed now to Jackson. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Jackson's got 12 points here in the second half. Rockets leading by 7. Outside Westbrook. Right side Gordon. Lets the 3 fly. Good. A nice assist from Westbrook. Gordon's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense. And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
There's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop.
Tell you what, you wouldn't know they're the team trailing when they're able to pull off plays like that.
So here's Westbrook. after the made shot from Andre Drummond. Capella, the pass to Westbrook. And he makes good on the layup. Westbrook's got the lead up to 10 now for Houston.
Boy, he's been a different player here in the second half, looking much more comfortable on the offensive end.
Detroit's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Drummond, the shot off that time. Good work defensively by Capella. Gordon goes in. Count it. And now it's a 12-point Rocket lead.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
And, well, Detroit shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. Stolen by Gordon. Oh, and here we go with Gordon. Nobody back. And he gets the bucket.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
That really has been the difference. I mean, they've been the better team in transition.
Pistons trail by 14. Here's Galloway. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
Outside Westbrook.
Yeah, look at me.
Outside Gordon. Back to Westbrook. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Outside Gordon. From the arc. That one misses. And the Pistons now going the other way. It's Jackson with the drive. It's hauled in by Gordon. Rockets leading by 12. Cephalosha passes to Westbrook. To the paint. Here's Capella. And too long on the shot.
My goodness, how about that miss? I mean, that's 2 easy points that they've just given away.
Lets it go from 11. Jackson misses. Houston's gone 4-7 with the long ball here in the fourth quarter. And stolen by Drummond. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Detroit. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And that's a foul. It's called on Cephalosha. That's his first foul. James Harden, he's checked in for Houston. 1:43 left here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Galloway. With some arc. Good work defensively by Capella. They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
You know, we talk about Harden's skill set, which is superb, but there's no quit in this guy. He's got a great competitive spirit. And even when you bang him and bump into him, he just muscles through that and says, play on.
There are strong divisions and there are weak divisions, and the NBA might be considering removing divisions altogether and having only 2 conferences. What do you think?
You know, that's interesting. I like the divisions because that's what we've been accustomed to, but just having straight conferences, I wouldn't see much harm in that. You'd adjust the schedule accordingly in terms of how many games you play within the conference and how many times each opponent, but I think that could work.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Drummond. Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. And a different look here for the Pistons. And both free throws good for Drummond. 1:11 left to play here in the fourth.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Rockets.
Look at their number of assists.
You know, they didn't get stuck in those one-on-one situations, and they got the ball to the guys with the best matchups. Easy drives, open jumpers, and great ball movement.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game 1 has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for James Harden.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
And it's the Rockets with the ball. Outside Westbrook. 36 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Tucker finds Harden. The Rockets with another miss. Now the Pistons with it, trailing by 10. Here's Brown. Good on the shot, and that shaved the lead to single digits. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Now, here's Westbrook. So we see the Rockets get the win here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. James, congrats on the win. What got it done for you at the end tonight?
Just being aggressive. I told my guys on the court that we had to make a run. It had to be a good one. Defensively, we did a pretty good job down the stretch. We got some shots to fall and came with the victory.
Great play tonight, James. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.